Bonjour Nicole. Merci d'être venu, vous deux. On va commencer tantôt. On attend quelques... On est presque... OK. On va commencer maintenant parce que c'est 8h30. Alors, merci d'être venu. Thank you to everyone who's here today. And so let's begin. So let's start seated tall and straight. Close the eyes. Begin the journey inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to call divine attention to the self. Imagine becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. God, you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses, be nourished through our bodies. So I'd like to start off with a little bit of chanting the green Tara mantra, who invokes Tara, who is the deity the embodiment of compassion. And so I think that's a really good one a good thing to think about in these times when we're all separate from one another, and sometimes we get a little too carried away about just trying to social distance ourselves. Remember who we are, remember that we're all one and we're all connected. So it's a way of just trying to remember that, bring that into light. So calm response. So the words are Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. And that's it. Try it together. Om begin the practice. So let's come off to a standing position. Standing first with your feet 10 inches apart. We'll do spiritual breathing as a way to connect with the divine sparks that reside within. We bring the arms up with the elbows a little bit higher than the shoulders, the palms facing up. As I count to 8, we're breathing in the best of the universe, down through the arms, right into the spiritual heart, located at the center of the heart. We hold the breath and the attention at the heart for a count of 6. On the exhale, we breathe out back through the arms, but everything that we drew in stays in. Inhale down into the heart, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the energy at the heart, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, just a breath out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, the best down into the heart. Imagine you're a big magnet drawing it in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it at the heart, the attention and the breath. 4, 5, 6. Exhale, just a breath back out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, breathe into the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold all that love there. Exhale, up through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the arms down now. Let's begin with some exercise to prepare the body for the practice. Start to move the head in circles, shoulders down away from the ears. Don't worry too much about the breath throughout the practice. Just move the body in a way that allows the breath to stay even and steady, and the breath will just follow and give you a sense of fluidity in the movements. Change the direction. Feel as though the head were very heavy. Back of the head falling on the top of the back as it comes back, and then falling forward, chin right on the chest as it comes forward. Ears to the shoulders. And then roll the shoulders backwards to begin. Visualize the shoulder blades as the wings of the heart. Exercise them to the full extent, and then amplify the effect by bringing the arms into the movement as well. Make them large. And then circle forward. First, just the shoulders. Concentrate on the sensations are rippling up and down the spine. Good, and then take the arms into the movement. Good, one more circle. Left arm comes up on an in-breath. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Try not to wrinkle the right side of the body as you bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. Make like grass blowing in a wind. Reach up. Exhale, bend. Stretch the whole left side of the body one last time. And bend. And then coming back up. Right arm up. Exhale, lean to the left. And then coming back. Get long in the left side of the body and stay long. Try not to wrinkle it too much as you bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, push the hips and the ribs out to the right side of the body as you lean. Inhale, come up and bend. And the last time, inhale, exhale, and then coming back up. Next one is what we call breath of joy. The first 3 movements are on an inhale. Last one's on an exhale. Make sure you keep the body erect on the first 3 movements so you don't throw yourself around too much. Looks like this. Exhale through the mouth. Throw the body down. Okay, so let's do it 8 times. Try to do it with enthusiasm to make it live up to its name. Big release as you throw the body down. Lots of breathing. just stay down. Just allow the body to stop bouncing around. And just take your hands in front of the feet, lift the heels, come into a squat. So we're keeping the arms straight here. On an in-breath, we're going to raise the seat up, straighten the legs. Exhale, drop the seat back down. Come on to your fingertips if you need to. Inhale, lift the seat, straighten the legs. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. One more time, up and down. From here, we're going to crawl our hands forward, coming onto the hands and knees. So we're going to raise the right leg up, arch the back. Exhale, we're going to take it out to the side. Kick the foot forward. If you can't get the toes past the right shoulder, keep the leg, try not to allow it to drop below the line of the hip. Inhale, raise the leg up. Exhale, pull forward. Swing up and forward. Up and forward. Up, forward. Up, forward. Up, forward. And bring the right knee down. Repeat on the left leg. Raise the leg up. Cut the leg forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. In, out. In, out. Two more in, out. Last time. Inhale, exhale. Place that knee down. Turn the hands of the left hand around so the palm is facing up. Try to keep the base of the wrist down as you bring your seat back onto your heels. Stretch your arms, bring the shoulder back. Try not to lift the hand up off the mat at any point. If you're able to, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you press the toes, bend the toes under and bring the hips back. Press the shoulder down so you're not crunching up the neck. Inhale, come forward into plank. Lower the knee down. Push into the right hand as you lift the left hand up and then just circle the wrist. And then other side. Turn to heel the palm with the hand around so the palm is facing up. Engage according to your condition. Try to get your seat on the ground, on the heels I should say, without lifting the base, the top of the wrist up off the mat. Again, you have the option of coming up higher. Pushing into your left hand, if it becomes too much, bring more weight into your left hand so that you take the pressure off the right hand. Draw the shoulder back. Remember to move according to your condition. Don't go to the place of pain. That's not what you want to offer up. And then come forward into high plank. Lower the knees. Press into your left hand. Release the right hand and then just circle it around. From here, we're just going to slide your hands back, rock back onto your heels, and roll your way up. So just shake out the wrists a few times more. Loosen up completely, and then up and down. Just allow the arms to drop by the side, and just swing from side to side. Feel as though the arms are very heavy. And then maybe move faster, and move faster. And just keep moving and shaking. Allow the arms to hit the body any which way. Start to slow it down. Arms again, feeling weighted. And eventually come back to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let go of all tension. And so let's start the practice. Coming to the top of the mat with the feet together and the hands at the heart center. Close the eyes. Remember that better than practice, even better than meditation, is to renounce the fruits of your actions. Do the practice as a spiritual duty to all beings. Imagine all the benefits that you feel are being transmitted to everyone and everything. Let's move together as one to stay in that collective mind. Going slowly at first. Surya Namaskara. Sun salutations. Reach the arms up over the head. Fold down. Bend your knees as you come down if you need to. Bring your chest on your thighs and then use your body to push the legs back, head down. Right foot comes back into lunge. Lower the knee down right away.
and drop the seat as low as you can. Come into high plank. And then the knees, chest, and chin down. Turn your fingers out a little bit. Elbows stay close to the body. Chest comes behind the hands. Then pull with your hands. Drag your body forward, coming into cobra. Arch the back. Roll over the toes, back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. The right foot now is going to step between the hands. So if the foot doesn't quite make it, you can drop the left knee, use the right hand to assist the foot forward, and then lower the seat again. Get the hips nice and low. Feet come together. Keep your knees bent again. Push your chest into your thighs. Take the legs back a little bit more by pressing against them. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Reach up again. Fold down over the legs. Modify according to your condition. Left foot back into a lunge. Lower the knee down. Lift the head. Come into high plank. Immediately down, knees, chest, and chin. You turn the hands out so the elbows stay close to the body. And then you slide through the arms, coming up into cobra. Roll over the toes, down and facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Left foot steps forward. Modify, again if you need to. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Pull the head down towards the ground. Come all the way up into standing salute. Hands back to the heart. Continue to move the body fluidly. Watch the body moving in your mind. Pretend you're the witness. Right foot back. And if you see the body moving with grace in your imagination, perhaps this will transpire in your actions as well. Likely it will. Come up into cobra. Roll over the toes, down and facing dog. Right foot now steps between the hands. Left foot joins. Bow to the legs. Come up gracefully. Hands back to the heart. Reach up again. Go down. Try to reflect humbleness and surrender in all your movements. Left foot leads into a lunge. Into the plank. Down we go. And then glide forward to cobra, shoulders back and down. And then back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps. Right foot joins. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Reach up. Go down. Right foot back. No matter what you're experiencing, each of these poses represents an experience in your day-to-day life. You try to keep the mind from getting agitated by it or distressed. Keep always a mind in the same mindset. Right foot steps forward. Unjudging, unfazed, undisturbed. Come all the way up. Return home. Left side, stretch the whole front of the body, press the hips forward, arch back if you feel comfortable. Come down. Body against the legs. Left foot back. Into the plank. Down we go. Transition smoothly from one posture to the other. Seamless transitions. Again, so that you don't distract the mind with sudden changes or aggressiveness. Bow down. Come up. Return home. Right side again. Go down. Imagine moving in sync in time with yogis everywhere, all moving in the same mission, of delivering peace and joy and radiant health and stillness of mind. Right foot forward to all beings, just as you're experiencing here, hopefully. Fold in, come up, return home. Left side, go down gracefully. Left foot back into plank, and down we go. Right through between the arms. and back. Move with power, but with exquisite grace. Feet together. Just keep watching the body moving, and then the body will know what to do. It will move with grace. Hands back to the heart. Let's try one more cycle. Arms up. Go down. Right foot back. Sink deep into the hips. Gaze up. Come into high plank. Lower down knees, chest, and chin. Gesture of humbleness with the head down. Come up again. And back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Right foot steps quietly to the hands. Left foot forward. Come up. Return home. Left side. Lose yourself in the sensations. Come back with the left foot into a lunge. Keep going. And back. Left foot steps front. And the right foot joins. Press the body into legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Arch back again if you feel comfortable. Return home. Take a deep breath in, taking pause for a moment. Exhale. Let go of all fatigue and struggles, whether it be in a physical or mental or emotional plane. Let go, most of all expectations and attachments to the results. Dedicate them to someone else. And then watch the body move with more steadiness and ease and grace. Now release the arms. Hinge forward, bend the knees. You can bring the chest right on the thighs. Take hold of the opposite elbows behind the knees. And keep pressing the body against the legs. Pushing them back perhaps until the seat comes over the heels and the legs straighten. If your body starts to detach from the legs, keep your knees bent. And then for those who are more flexible, try to drag your arms further down the backs of the legs so that the elbows come close to the ground, close to the ankles. Forehead presses against the shins, maybe the nose comes between the shins. Visualize the chest moving beyond the knees and the top of the head resting on the feet. Don't worry if you don't make it all the way there. Just do your best. Then release the hands in front of the feet, lift up the heels, and then shift your weight forward so you can rest your shins on the backs of the arms. You can just stay here. If this is where you find your edge, your shoulders are over the fingertips. If you feel comfortable, you bring your feet up. You can keep your arms straight or bend your elbows a little bit to form a shelf for your legs to sit on. This is crow pose. You can either from here to come out of it, place your feet down, walk back into plank pose, or just press into your hands and shoot your legs back, lower your body down onto the ground. Flatten out the toes, inhale, come up halfway, bring the elbows underneath the shoulders in the same line. Tug at the floor with the arms and bring the chest far forward, drop the shoulders down. Chest wide, chin level with the ground. Pretend you're made of stone, anchored down in your base through the hips, the legs, and the forearms. Practice resiliency, fortitude, and stillness. Stay here if you like, or press into your hands. Lift the elbows up off the mat to straighten your arms, and then just bring your head back to curve the spine. Keep pushing the chest forward away from the seat. Start to bring the feet closer together, inner legs together, and then if you like, walk your hands closer, come up higher. Keep your hips on the ground. Keep walking back. If you feel comfortable, eventually the hips and the shoulders all in the same line. Roll over the toes, back into downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, just start to bounce the chest a little bit, trying to get close to the ground. Walk your hands a little bit further forward to get full extension of the arms. As you inhale, pull the seat back. Exhale, soften the line in the back, allow the heart to fall towards the ground, top of the head reaching towards the ground as well. If you're flexible, try to imagine trying to bring the tip of your nose to your belly button. Just bring the top of the head to rest on the ground if you can. Press the heels down. And then from here, look to the hands. Bring the left foot between the hands. Again, landing it softly. Back knee comes down. Flatten up the toes. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. Just slide your hands, thumbs along the bottom of the rib cage until they find one another at the spine. And then drag your hands down onto the seat. Pull down at the same time as though you're trying to make a motion of removing all the wrinkles from the back body. Elbows come towards another. Allow the head to go back and the chest to open. If you're very flexible and have good balance, you can bring the right foot up and the toes might eventually find the head. You can rest your head in your feet in your foot if you can, and if you're able to, you can get your arms up as well. These are all options for many levels of practitioners, according to your abilities. Bring the right foot down. Press into the front knee to come upright. Left heel moves in underneath the left knee. Turn to the right. Sukha Virabhadrasana. Arms out. Stay strong and steady. Shoulders down. Try to picture the pose in your mind and just try to make corrections if you feel your body's not following that image. And from here, keep your arms extended. Left hand comes down. The right arm comes up. Shoulders against the knee, pull the right arm all the way back, curl the left side of the seat under. If you want to go into bind, you would slip the right arm behind your back. A few options, you can just slip your hand in between a bind and thigh and press your hand into your thigh and just pull the right shoulder back. If you can, you lower down, so your shoulder's a little bit lower than the left leg, and you bring the arm underneath the leg. Join the hands behind the left thigh, just close beside the seat. Right shoulder back. If you try to reach over your seat, you have further to reach. It might not be as easy to take the bind. Option to go into bound triangle by shifting weight forward into the front foot, bending the toes under, and lifting the knee up, and then shifting the hips back, trying to raise the right hip up so the right leg straightens. Eventually you might be able to get your left leg straight as well. Head still stays close to the ground. Keep pulling the body against the leg, the back of the body in this case. Break the pose, look down, hands down. On either side of the foot, right knee comes down. I'll do it this way so you can see a little bit better. Right arm comes up. Parivita Parsvakonasana. Basic twist. Start with your hand on the outside of the knee, right hand, left hand on the seat. Pull down on the seat. Inhale, push the chest up. Exhale, turn, look over your left shoulder. Push the knee towards the right. If you want to go a little bit further, elbow to the outside of the thigh. Join the hands together as you push left hand to right. Bring the body up higher than the thigh so the center of the chest comes to the thumbs. And then pull the left shoulder back. If you get your body to come higher than the thigh, you have more room to maneuver. Left hip back, right shoulder comes forward eventually as well, so your chest is looking up. If you want to take a bind, go ahead, move your hips back, your elbow has to be lower in the space below the legs. You can snake your arm in between your legs and join your hands over the back. Left shoulder moves back. Good. So from here we're coming into a bind again. Not a bind like a triangle pose, a revolved triangle. I think let's return to prayer pose, hands in prayer. Bend the toes under on the back foot, lift up the heel, and then you're going to spin your feet around so that they're facing parallel to one another, toes are facing long edge of the mat. Your elbows on the outside of the left leg still. I'll do it the other way so you can see a little bit better. See it from the other side. So again, you bend your toes under, lift the knee, spin your toes around to face forward, and my body's still in a twist. Or stay with your knee on the ground. All good. One more breath. And as you exhale, come back into easy warrior two. Hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the head back, humble warrior, easy version. We're going to dive to the inside of the leg, so go to the right a little bit so your shoulder doesn't fall, doesn't just land on the knee, it lands beside and comes further down if you can. Trying to get the top of the head or the forehead down beside the foot. Inhale, draw the seat back, curl the tail under, exhale, bow in humbleness. Hands back on the back, inhale, come, flat body, bring your hands to the inside of the front foot, left foot moves out, lizard. Just rock back and forth, trying to get your hips to descend as much as possible. Okay, feel as though you had weights in your hip pockets and they're dragging you down. Push the right heel back as far as you can and then lower the knee down, flatten out the toe. You can stay on your hands if this is where you're at, or if your shoulder is lower than the knee, right forearm down and maybe the left forearm. Keep on bringing the chest forward, fix the gaze. If you're flexible, bring the chest on the ground, left arm to the outside of the foot. Keep on finding length. If you're flat out on the ground, you can take your arms out to the side. Try to get the fronts of both shoulders on the ground. And curl the left side of the seat under. Knee stays close to the body. Back onto the hands now. From here, just climb your way up, but keep your lower body just as it is. Bring your seat as far forward, sit as though you're trying to sit against the front heel. Kapayasana. Reach the arms up, arms stay straight beside the head. Lean from side to side a bit. Rock the shoulders up and down, back and forth. Try to get the arms behind the ears, crescent moon. You want to visualize your back eventually flattening out, the body flattening out, so the index fingers can go over the back toe. But if you need to stay higher, then just do what's appropriate for you. Shoulders back and just picture the crescent moon in your mind. Make the body come into that shape that you see. Inhale, come back upright. Plant the hands and send the left knee back to the right, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Like a snake creeping through the grass, pull the body forward along the mat and come up into your cobra. Shoulders back, neck long, including the back of the neck. Make sure that you're not tilting your head back so much that you're jamming the back of the neck. Downward facing dog, breathe in, breathe out. Vasisthasana, move the left hand over to the right, spin your toes towards long edge of the mat, keep your hips high like you're doing a sideways downward dog, then release the right arm. Your hand should be in front of the shoulder a little bit, and again, you try not to fall into the shoulder. Want to take other variations? You can raise the leg up. You can send the foot back behind and flip your hips up, come into wild thing if you like. If you're more advanced, you want to try other variations, explore them, go ahead. If you need a modification, left shin down. Or come onto your forearm if your wrist is compromised. Now from here, we're moving back either in table position if your knee is on the ground, or back into downward facing dog. Go right to the other side here. Right hand moves to the left and then spin your toes. Make sure the base of the big toe is grounded so that your hip can stay high. If your hip is high, you'll be able to find steadiness a little bit easier. in the pose. If you're doing wild thing, try to get as nice of a long line as possible. Moving back, smearing your right hand to the mat, keeping your hips high, and your arm fully extended. Come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Send the right foot to the hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, come upright. Slide your hands the same way back, thumbs meet, and then drag the hands down onto the seat. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, bring the head back. Sit as low as you can. So that if you want to do other variations, you can. You can bring the left foot up and try to rest your head in the foot. If you have good balance, you can take your arms up as well. Left foot comes down. Press into the front knee to bring the body upright. Move to the left. Sukha Virabhadrasana. And then Sukha Trikonasana. The right hand comes down to the inside of the foot. Left arm comes up. Taking a bind if you like. Same variations you did on the other side. If you want to take a bind, lower the body. And that will allow you to get the whole arm underneath the leg and behind, so it's easier to find the hands. Left shoulder moves back, left hip presses open. Into bound triangle for those you like. Lean forward to the right foot so you can lift the knee up off the ground on the left leg, and then come into the pose. Left leg straightens if you can. Eventually you might be able to get the right leg to straighten as well. Head is close to the ground. Wrap the back of the body around the leg. Lose yourself in the sensations. And then release the bind. Find your way back down, left knee on the ground. Coming up, left arm up, into a twist. You can stay at the basic pose, basic twist, work here, or your elbow on the outside. Keep pulling the right hip back, extend to the top as you inhale to lengthen the side body, and then you allow the body to come into a deeper twist more safely. If you want to bind, left arm slips underneath the leg. Take a bind. Roll the right shoulder all the way back. Come back to prayer position and into revolved triangle if you like. So bend the toes on the back foot, lean forward to the right foot so you can lift the knee, and then spin so your feet are facing the long edge of the mat. And then your head is staying down. Doing it from the other ankle so you can see what it looks like on the other side. Break the pose. Bring the hands back down. Spin towards the front, right foot in front, left knee down. Come into Jennified position. Hands behind the back. Inhale, pull the hands down towards the ground, lift the chest, bring the head back. Humble warrior. Cant the body to the left and come down on the inside of the leg. Curl the tail under, draw the head forward, long spine. Express complete surrender in the pose, humbleness. And then coming back up halfway, release the hands, making your way to lizard. Move the right foot out a little bit and then go back and forth, trying to find your way down. And once you can't get the hips any lower, You rest in a pose. Push back the left heel, lower the knee down, flatten up the toes, and continue to get long. So you inhale, reach forward through the head, reach back to the toes, exhale. Imagine the lower body anchoring down. Like there's a big weight resting on your feet and it's pressing you down. Eventually the rest of the body will follow. Of course, bring the chest down the ground if you can. And arms up to the side if you like. Making way back. Grab form, come back onto the hands. Make sure your seat is as far forward as possible. Curl the tail under. Pull heel towards the seat. Kapiyasana. Arms come up. And go back into the pose to your extent. Just visualize yourself in a practice you're trying to attain. Keep practicing mindfully. One day you might see the body obey just what you want it to do. Have no expectations, no attachment to those results. Curl the tail under. Just allow the journey to take you there, bit by bit. Coming back up, leading the heart. Engage your leg muscles and your core to come back up. Hands down, back into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Slide your way forward into your cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Each time you exhale, just let go of fatigue and struggles. Vasisthasana again. Move the left hand towards the right. And again, spin your feet towards the long edge of the mat. Come up. If you have the ability to do so, if you know how to get into it, you can go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. You slide your toes back, plant them down. You smear your hand into the mats, and then you might be able to bring your right hand to the ground, slip your left foot in so you're in the wheel pose. To turn your way back around, again you spin your hand into the mat, you press into the mat, you spin on your hands, keep your hips high, you return to downward facing dog. And you go right to the other side. Right hand comes to the left, and then you start to wake your way into wild thing. Open up the body, hips high, arm extended, shoulder, and then slide your feet so they're in line with one another, and your hands too. Remember, you have all those modifications or other options. Returning, mirror the right hand to the mat as you spin your way back. So your hand turn with the body. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, lift the heels. Bend the knees. You can either just come forward, shoulders over fingertips, and come back. Practice doing this type of action. If you want, you can practice to come up. Push into your hands, really push hard into the ground. Keep the arms straight. So turn your arms, externally rotate them so the eyes and elbows are facing forward. Bend your knees deeply, press into your hands, and see if you can come up lightly. Try not to donkey kick, try not to allow your legs to go back. Keep your body and your legs together. And you come up. Another 3 times. And one last time, land lightly. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can either spring forward to the hands, or if you're not into that, walk your feet forward to the hands. Lower the chest onto your thighs, bend your knees so your seat's on the same line as the knees, and bring your arms forward. Charge the legs, keep them together or parallel, but strong, and bring the chest up off the thighs.
Utkatasana, fierce pose. Be strong and fiercely. Will yourself to stay strong in a pose, but not allowing the mindset to change. Stay calm. Lower the seat a little bit, curl the tail under. Generate some heat. Come all the way up to standing. Good. From here, release the arms down. Place them on the back body on the seat. Walk your feet apart a little bit. Standing back bend. Your toes can be beyond the edges of the mat. Take your hands to the seat and using the hands again, pull down just as we did in the preparatory poses. Pull down on the seat to curl the tail under. And just keep lifting your chest, rib cage up away from the hips. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring them forward over the toes. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards, allow the head to go back. And if you want, you can slide your hands down the backs of the legs. You might be able to get your hands to the heels. And eventually try to straighten the legs by pushing the hips up. Keep rolling the thighs outwards, rolling the shins inwards. Come back, one hand at a time. If your hands on the legs, walk your way back. Hand in the seat, press into the seat and down at the same time, and make your way back up. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your feet together. Okay, we're going to do some balance poses now. First one of my favorites, angel. So we're going to just slide the right toes back, and then you lift the rib basket up away from the hips. Pull it open and press your hands on the seat again and just get more extension here. Allow the chest to come up, the head go back, creating space in your lower back so it doesn't get all jammed up. Arms out to the side and bring your weight forward. Try to imagine your chest over your toes. And if you feel comfortable, you try to lift your right foot up off the ground. Get a sense of body flight. Remember, you can keep your toes on the ground if you'd like. Try to get as much lift through the chest as possible. And just visualize an angel in your mind with the wings spread. And make your body come into that same shape that you see. And come out of the pose. Reverse it all. Come back, feet together. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Exhale, remove all struggles, any negative that came into the mind, any reactions or emotions that rose up, especially negative ones, release them. Start again on the other foot. Slide the left toes back, and then bring your hands together, slide them down onto the seat. Take a moment to just lengthen the back body. Pull the tail down and under as you try to lift your chest. Then bring your hips forward a little bit more, your chest a little bit further forward. Arms out to the side. Stay there if that's where you're finding the steadiness, or really grip the floor with the edges of the feet. Try to get your left foot up. Reflect complete surrender in a pose. And return. Left toes come back down, slide the feet back together, breathe in, breathe out. Next pose. So we're going to try, this one's a little bit more challenging. So we're going to do it in stages, or perhaps I'll show you the different stages and progressions. Take your hands to the hips. Okay, well, first one actually, standing on your left foot, you pull the right knee up into the body and just try to bring your belly forward to meet the thigh. And then you bend your knee, it's that standing leg a little bit, try to lean back, drop the shoulders back, and just see if you can do this. If you're able to do that, then maybe you can try something else. So you lean back a little bit, keep your chest flat, keep your knee either like this, your leg like this, or you try to extend your leg. You can keep your hands on the seat or bring your hands in front of the chest. You try to feel as though you're lying on a table. Eventually you can take your arms out. You have to gaze along the line of the toes. So give that a try. And if you fall out of it, or whatever happens, just try to keep your mind from getting frustrated or judgmental. Just do your best. Okay, so these options with your hands on the seat or your hands in front of the chest are a little bit more accessible. Coming back, take a moment, breathe in, exhale, hinge forward, keep the body long as you come forward, and then just ragdoll here. Breathe in, exhale, imagine you're throwing all the fatigue out of the body. Roll your way up. Visualize yourself in a pose. We'll do it one more time on the other foot. Plant the right foot down. Again, you can keep with this option. With the knee in the chest, just try to push the belly towards the thigh. Keep the thigh close to the chest at the same time, and just allow the shoulders come back, or of course, any of the options. Hands on the seat, bend the standing leg a little bit. Take the toes out. Okay, so just keep trying. Eventually out to the side. Break the pose. And take your hands to the hips. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. And then just relax, allowing your body to drape softly. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then just lower the seat down. Extend the legs in front. Lie on your back for a moment. Try to come down softly, not with a big heavy landing. Once you're down, breathe in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Let go of all fatigue, all struggles. Arms over the head, and come to seat position. You can come straight up or roll on your side if that's easier. Good. Baddha Vajrasana. You lean towards the right and you fold the left leg back behind you so the heel is beside the seat. You're not sitting on the foot. If you have knee issues and this is hurting the knee, you keep your leg in front. And your heel can come in front of the right sit bone here. Okay? Your thighs parallel to the mat, just in the same line as the hip. And you bring the right knee up, close to the shoulder. Press your body against the leg. Either take the foot so it's level with the knee, or raise it up, Pranchasana. Bring the shoulders back, press up to the base of the toes, and try to draw the leg close to the head. Think of a heron with its long lines throughout the body, and just try to find the length in your own body. Now we're going to bring the foot back. If you're able to get in lotus, you go ahead, and so if you lean back a little bit, your heel will come close to where it has to be, and then you just tuck it in. Make sure there's no strain in the knee, and you bring the knee down to the ground. Just in front, not too much this side. The closer you get your knees, the more likely it is to come to the ground. So do it this way first, and then you just place something underneath the knee if you need to if it's not all the way down. Lean to the right, body over the right thigh. Swing the right arm around, and then see if you can get your hand to find the foot. Use the left hand to guide it to the foot. And then from here, left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. Press the left arm into the body, the back, and initiate your twist from the lower body near the hips. Then the rest of the body will follow. Use a strap if you have a strap, if you can't get your foot. But again, if you bring your knees closer, the foot will come up higher onto your thigh, and it'll be a bit more easy to get the foot. So we're going to try something. If you have a full lotus, go into it now. So you lean to the right, you bring the left leg in front, and then if you lean back, you see if you can pull the foot towards you in front of the knee. If you can get it down to come down into the hip, you go ahead. All right, so if you don't have a full lotus and you can do half one, you can just slip your left foot in underneath, root to the heel at the root of the body. If you don't have a lotus, right leg in lotus, you just bring your toes in line with the knee. So you're pressing the heel in towards the perineum. So lift your body up a little bit, and then when you come down, feel the heel pressing against the root of the body. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift through the chest. Hold the breath now. Tuck the chin in and come forward, trying to get your forehead to the ground. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. Hold the breath. Contract the root muscles and contract the throat muscles. When you need to breathe, come up. So don't take more than one breath while you're down. So it's probably only going to be about 10 to 15 seconds. So if you start to breathe in a pose, just come back up. Okay? Let's do it one more time. Pull the hands down, inhale. Fill your chest up with air. And now hold the breath, chin into the chest. Throat lock, root lock. Attention to the third eye. As soon as you need to breathe, come back up. Release. Circle the ankles if you need to. Go to the other side. Lean to the left, right foot in behind, or take it, keep it in front if you need to. Left knee against the left shoulder, and bring the foot out in front, in line with the knee, or straight up. Four heron pose. Now direct your attention to any areas of the body that you want to find release. Your attention is like a magnet. It'll send that intention there. So in this case, it's probably the back of the leg. Refold the leg, lean back. You can bring the foot into lotus if you need to, or if you can, or make your modifications. Maybe the foot comes just on the inside like this, sitting in front of the body with your flat foot against the inseam of the leg. Okay, so move to the left, roll the head of the left shoulder forward to come around, and see if you can find a foot. If you don't have a strap or you can't get there, just grab your shirt or press your hand alternately into the top of the thigh. You want to make sure that the right side is grounded, so if you feel the seat lifting, press it back down as best as you can, or sit on something to make that, to remind yourself to stay grounded through that side. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, turn to the left. One more breath, lift up, over the arm, come a little bit further to the left, and then at the end, exhale, release. Lean to the left, you can take the right leg out in front, and if you have a lotus, go ahead into it. Pull the right foot in to the left hip crease. Or make your modifications as I showed you before. I'll do it this way this time. So this would have, and then lift the seat up a little bit so that you can land with your heel right against the root of the body. So you feel pressure there. Take your hands behind the back, interlace them. Inhale, lift through the chest. Hold your breath, come forward. Try to bring the forehead on the ground. Lock the attention on the space between the eyebrows. We need to breathe, come up. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. One more time, breathe in, hold the breath, come down. Root lock, throat lock. Watch the space between the eyebrows.
hands back down on the back and come up.
And release. Shake out the legs. Shilshasana, headstands. Those who know headstand can go ahead into them. I'll show you a couple different entries for those who are more advanced practitioners. Some of you might know this one already if you've done a Dharma Yoga practice before. So you come into tripod headstand, you bring the forehead down, and then you have to lean way over to one side. So you can get your arm down low, your elbow down close to the ground, so you can get your shin on top of it. And you press into the hand, press into your thigh, so that you can bring the other knee up. And then eventually you press into your hands, and you lift the rest of the body up. Okay? That's the way of getting into it. Otherwise, you can just take another way. You take your foot into your lotus, jump your feet close to your hands, come up only part way. So you can see your knees, your legs, and your vision, and you just try to bring your foot in front and you just try to wiggle it in. And then come up. That's if you have a lotus. If not, don't have a full lotus, keep your legs straight. If you need modifications, rabbit pose, forehead to the ground, lift your seat, or teddy bear, hands down, head and the hands form triangle, hands are where you can see them in front, and just rest your shins against the elbows and then see if you can press your feet up. Weight in your hands and your head so that you can take your feet up easily. So just stay in the pose. Close your eyes if you're comfortable in the pose and take your attention to the space between the eyebrows. Once you find the consciousness of the pose and tap into the divine qualities of whatever you're representing, that is when you find the steadiness in the pose and the comfort in the pose. Eventually you work all the poses equally until you find equal comfort in each pose. Define that stillness. Now start to lower down. Make sure you come down with control. Come down softly and rest in child's pose. And roll your way up. Legs out in front. And then lie on your back once again. Use these moments in between to recharge the body. Inhale, breathe in through the skin. Imagine you're being infused with light and energy. As you exhale, just allow the whole body to be flooded by that light and energy. Feel completely rejuvenated, re-energized. Once again, breathe in through the skin. Exhale, breathe out, flood the body with that love, that light and energy. Now bring your arms beside the body, palms down, legs together. Push into the arms to get your legs up, and then keep lifting up so your seat comes up off the mat. And then lower down, gently. Try not to allow the seat to come down with a big heavy thud. Push into the arms, lift more of the back up off the mat. So most of the back, just the upper back is not on the mat. It is on the mat, most of the lower back and mid back is off the floor. And again, lower the seat back down by pressing into the arms, engaging your core muscles. Next time, come up so you're pretty much off the back, off the mat, except for your shoulders and your arms. And again, come down softly. If that was all good, you come into supported shoulder stand. You lift up. And once you get your hips high enough, you bring your hands to the back, walk the elbows towards one another. Try to get your body in a straight line from the toes all the way to the chin. If you want to go into your lotus, bring your legs into lotus. If you want to go into candlestick, you have to be right on the tips of your shoulders. You have to be a little bit more
over your head or beyond your head, so you can take your arms up and press your hands into the thighs. If this is all not so accessible, you can either sit on your hands, your legs straight up, or come into bridge pose. Heels down on the ground, close to the seat, lift up the back off the ground, tuck the shoulders underneath, and just try to get your chest up as high as you can. I'm doing it now if you want to watch. Try to get your knees, back to your knees in line with your heels. If you're in shoulder stand, once you're steady, close your eyes. Once again, watch the space between the eyebrows and still the mind. Discipline the mind to stay fixed on that darkness, or picture something in that darkness. A flower, a diamond, a lotus flower, for instance. Or the face of someone, maybe a saint, or someone that you love very deeply. Dedicate the practice to them. If you're in a shoulder stand variation of some sort, halasana, plow pose. If your legs are straight, just keep them straight, bring them down, over your feet, over the head. If your feet come down all the way to the ground, you can bring your arms onto the floor behind your back. If you have lotus, keep your lotus. Just bring your thighs against the body for embryo pose. Try to get as high as you can on your shoulders. You can bring your thighs right against the body. You might be able to eventually wrap your arms around your legs as well. Okay. Going to slowly make our way out. You can keep a lotus if you want, or take your lotus out and just roll your legs down. Keep your legs close to the body as you make your way down. When the seat comes down on the ground, just allow the legs come the rest of the way down. Rest for a moment in this pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Fish pose. With your legs extended, if you have that version, you just lift your seat, one side seat up, and then press your hand underneath the seat, palm down, and then do the same on the other side. Tuck your arms underneath, so the shoulders, so the arms are not in view, looking from above. Lift up the chest, bring your top head back down the ground. Most of the weight on the arms and the seat and the legs. Okay, if you have a lotus, you can keep your lotus and just grab the feet. Try to pull on the feet so much that the elbows can come back down to the ground. And knees again also. Now Bhastrika breath. Pants like a puppy, but do it through the nose. If you're feeling strong, raise your legs 12 inches off the mat. Break the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Feet close to the seat. Just pull them close so they're beside the seat. Or just in front of the seat. Bring the fingertips on either side of the head, fingers slightly facing out. Lift the seat up off the mat, and then push into your fingertips, drag your head back until you're on the top of the head. Then turn your hands around, fingers facing towards the toes, but out a little bit to the edge of the mat, not all the way, but part way. And then, if you can, you lift your head up off the mat. Full extension of your arms and legs. If you know any variations as an advanced practitioner, for advanced practitioners, go ahead. Or just lift up on your heel, off your heels, and just rock back and forth. Try to get your chest in front of the arms. And feel the stretch all along the body, from the toes right through the body to the wrists. If this is too much, you can do bow pose. You roll onto your belly. Take hold of the ankles. And you do regular bow instead of upward facing bow. You pull on your ankles until you're just mostly the hips are on the ground, the pelvis. Okay, if that's still not so easy, you roll onto your side and then you push your ankles down away from your body, like you're doing a camel pose, but on your side. Okay, lots of different options. Stay a little bit longer in the pose if you can. One more breath. Lift. Beautiful. And then come out of the pose gracefully. If we're doing any of the bow variations on your belly, just flip over onto your back again. Breathe in. Exhale. Remove all fatigue. I'm going to bring the right foot up. If you need to, slide your left foot in a little bit so that the foot can go flat on the ground and knees pointing up. And then take hold of the right ankle. Bring the knee onto the shoulder. And from here, just try to get your leg to come towards you. Stretch the back of the leg. Roll the right thigh down a little bit so that the right side of the body is as long as the left side. And then eventually you can straighten out the left leg. If you're very flexible, you see if you can take your foot right to the ground. And then you expect to move your foot a little bit so it lands beside your right ear. Extend out to the left heel. Stand out to the right heel. Do so in a mindful way as always. Bring the foot back up into half happy baby pose. The shin is vertical. You press on the outer edge of the foot. You can press down on top of the foot with your left hand and bring the knee down beside your, just underneath your arm. Those you can slip your right arm in front of the knee. So if you look up, if you couldn't see that, I was basically, imagine I'm on the ground, I take the shoulder in front of the knee, okay, like this. Then be very flexible, you can go into, take your leg behind your head, slide your left foot in if you need to. You have to really push against the back of the knee until it comes up as high as you can, past the shoulder, and then bring your head up off the ground, pull the foot towards the left so that you can bring it behind your head. Again, move according to your abilities. And release that side. Bring the leg down, relax, breathe in, breathe out. Other leg, slide your right foot in as you need to. Bring the left leg up, hold the ankle and bring the knee onto the left shoulder. And then just start to pull the foot towards your head. And then moving deeper as you see fit. Perhaps you can extend the right foot eventually, left, aiming to get the back of the leg flat on the mat by pressing up to the heel. Be very flexible. Try to take your left foot down beside your head. A variation of infinity pose. And then bring the foot up in line with the knee, and then half happy baby pose. Knees underneath the arm, heel is over the back of the knee. If you want, you move your left shoulder in front of the left leg, And really push up against the back of the knee so that the knee comes up as high as you can. And then if you like again, lift your head up off the ground, pull the foot towards the right, and see if you can bring it behind your head. If you know full baby yoga nidra, you can do this. You bring both feet, cross the feet behind your head, and then rest in the pose. Release, come out of the pose, breathe in, breathe out. Come to seated position, any which way you want to get up. Right, so we're going to do a twist here. Ardha Matsyendrasana, bring your left foot just the left knee in front, the heel on the outside of the hip, right hip, and then cross the right foot over to the other side. If that's both sides of the seat can't come down, you can't sit evenly, then keep your left leg extended. And then in that case, you move your foot a little bit closer to the ankle. Right arm behind the back, then the center of the back, left arm up, and then press your forearm against the right outer thigh. Inhale, push the lower back in. Exhale, turn your body to the right. Try to get your shoulders in the same line as the long edge of the mat. If you know other variations of Ardha Matsyendrasana, go ahead. If you want to go into a bind, slip your arm on the outside, in between your legs, so it comes back in front of the body, and then you bind your hands beside your left hip. Take your wrist if you like. Right wrist is your left hand. Release, go to the other side. Right arm up. Inhale, sit tall. Push the lower back in with the left arm and rotate around your left arm. Take whatever variations you like or modification as you need. Keep your body straight. Keep your hand close to the seat. If your hand is a little bit further away, you'll tend to lean that way, and then you won't get the full benefit of the twist. Stay upright. Again, the exhale, come back, lie on your back for Shavasana. So make your way into a comfortable position on your back. Legs extended in front and arms come beside the body, separated from the body a little bit. Just sink heavily as though you were sinking into a bed of flowers or clouds, and yield to that softness. Let go of all efforts. With each breath, feel more the tension draining out, all the resistance as well, and the tightness, wherever happens to be, just dissipates. And then the body becomes in a more receptive state to receive all of the gifts of the practice. Open up the mind as well. Relax the mind. Let go of any mental barriers that prevent you from receiving it. For you contributed to this practice, you put in your own energy and your love, so you receive now. And you have to receive. The more you have to receive, the more you have to give. It's a constant exchange of gifts, of love, of energy. So be a part of that.
Start to bring your awareness back to the body. Bring awareness back to the breath with the utmost gentleness, reverence, and mindfulness. Start to repair the body to come back from Shavasana. Your body remembers a vehicle through which we exercise compassion. We bring the practice to others through our own example, being examples for others. So treat it with care. Once you're ready, you come back to seated position. Sitting tall, supremely still. Once you arrive. So we're going to do a little bit of breathing exercises, followed by meditation. This one is called the Mantra for Unification, and it's a really nice one to find connection with the divine spark that resides within and with all beings, for we are all one. That's what the mantra means. So it means that we're not separate from one another. We're one with God and we're one with each other. So when you do this, you just surrender to that idea. Surrender to the love of God and to the love of others. So you start with your hands open on your knees, and as you inhale, and I say hum, the first syllable is sound, you bring your fingers to meet the fingertips or to the wrist. Make sure that at least the edge of the fingers is brushing the inner edge of the thumb. Exhale, back out. Sa, inhale, same with so. Exhale, hum. I'm going to do the mantra out loud, and you can just follow along mentally. If you know it, you can follow along. You can say it in your mind as well. And then you just synchronize your breath with the movement, with the sounds. Okay? And you keep your mind fixed on the idea of just connecting with the divine. Let's begin. Sitting tall and straight. Hum, sa, so. So, hum, sa, so, hum, 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 sa, so, hum, hum, sa, so, hum, 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Namaste. Thank you so very much for coming. Have a wonderful day.